Hey there, Gunnar. Game changer here. So I'm waiting for your input on the defenders, the screenshots that I've asked for. There's good method for that. So what I'm aiming for, mate, is to do a an overall base assessment of every candidate. Now I know you guys are already to a higher level, higher than me, to be fair. But it's not about that. I'm just trying to show you guys what I'm doing to try and instill some sort of training method. So when you get your recruits, because I know you said you were a recruiter, but for me you're a sergeant, so really that should be everybody's recruiting and everybody's helping to train when you get to a sergeant level. So I'll coach you on that, mate, because that's my expectation. So what I'm looking for initially, brother, I mean your base is really well set up. I mean your walls touch. I'm assuming the chopper factory here prevents the toss and the like and the troops that you've got in your barracks from escaping. If it doesn't, that'd be one thing I'd have a little look at. But most guys haven't got this concept of encapsulating their bases. You know yourself, if you leave a gap in the wall, your troops bugger off, your soldiers obviously get decimated, your vehicles run away and get baited, and so on and so forth. So it's important that we get that into our new recruits, because if they don't understand that, then obviously they're going to be in bother, aren't they? I mean, observations here, you probably know more than I what type of attack you're typically getting, but you've got lots of troop mines here, infantry mines, where I would imagine that it's probably more vehicle orientated that you're getting killed by. But there again, if you've adapted and you find that that's something that's going to work well for you, then superb. I mean, observation, I would think that if you spread your outer perimeter bases, buildings, if you will, further out and force your opponent's spawn zones to be on the very outside of these areas. I mean, if you notice here, I can spawn relatively close to your base. I mean, I wouldn't want to try it because you look like you're going to be well tooled up and you're well defended. But I think personally, if I were to say spawn in this zone here, drop in a tank, say, I don't know, somewhere where these oil mines are, oil pumps rather, then I reckon that there's a very good chance that your machine gun, your salvo, and the like are going to lock onto that, and then I can probably get in and start to hit your helicopter, your barracks, and your war factory. I mean, because I can spawn quite close, if I were to hit you with, say, an airstrike onto your war factory, if I haven't destroyed it first, but I reckon I can get in there quite closely with with a couple of Humvee vehicles and clean it off entirely. And I think your defence does look like it's based on your war factory being your dominant factor. If you haven't already, because I haven't got your screen grabs, have a look at maybe Mortarmen in your defence. You might have actually put snipers in, possibly, I don't know, as an additional air support. And just an observation, brother, apart from your machine guns, which you may find sufficient, I'm not picking up any major air defence here, i.e. flak. I don't know if I'm missing something here, but I can see that you must be allowing, obviously, your machine guns to be your air defence. If that's working for you, give us some guidance on that. There it is. No, nice touch, nice touch. So you've hidden your flak behind your your operations base there. So that's a great shout. So somebody coming in with an airstrike possibly could have missed that, and then they've obviously caused themselves quite a bit of damage. So no, nice little touch there. So it's stuff like that you're looking for, stuff that people wouldn't necessarily know. You do from experience, but this is how do we get this information across to the new guys and to the recruits, and how do we develop a really strong defence team? So this is why I try and get the screen grabs. I try and do a base assessment video, and I'm looking for things. I'm also trying to pick things up as well myself by doing these, so I can pass to a more sort of wide audience amongst the team. I don't really want to have two or three absolutely outstanding players and the rest of us to be poor. I want to bring the average player up again, and that's probably about 35, 45 defence. If we could all achieve that, I mean, absolutely fantastic, isn't it? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm aiming for, bro. So I need you on board. I need obviously support on this. Certainly, you know, as T3, you know, there's been lots of changes, but they're all for the good and all to make the team better, and that's what we're aiming for, bro. So I hope I can count you on board. If there's any problems or queries, let me know. Anything you feel different about or passionate about, let me know. That's what I'm here for. But ultimately, we're gonna make this happen. So it's happening. All right, cheers, bro.